Thank you, Mr. President. I'm Senator Natasha representing the good people of Kogi Central. It's such an honor to speak today, having been sworn in today. I'd like to appreciate Senator Osita Ungu for sponsoring this motion. It would interest Nigerians or the Senate today to know that the National Iron Ore Mining Company is situated in my own very local government, which is Okehi local government. And of course, it strikes to note that as much as we have the oil and gas resources situated in the southern part of Nigeria, we do have solid minerals up north. And inasmuch as we are concerned about generating revenue for the federal government and state governments as well, we should not forget about the host communities and their rights. I would like to draw attention to a critical situation which has been ignored, primarily the environmental degradation. If we close our eyes or turn a blind ear to the cries of the host communities, whereby we are only interested in extracting these resources, we would ignore the fact that some of these resources are hazardous to our environment and they could cause pollution and thereby endanger the health of our people, especially children. And if we do ignore this, then in the nearest future, we're going to have a situation which we presently have in the southern part, primarily the Niger Delta region, whereby the waters, the lands, and others are polluted. So what I would ask is, inasmuch as I do appreciate the points you've raised here, which we hope would develop into policies, we should expand it to include policies that will curb environmental degradation, the consideration of host community rights. I would like to mention that ever since the vast land that is the mines were carved out of my local government, not a penny has been paid since the 1970s to the host communities. And of course, in addition, since we're all about generating revenues outside the oil sector, we should consider an advanced seismic report, because presently, most of what we have carried out as or listed out in the solid minerals reports are out of the seismic studies done in the 1970s. And right now we have a whole lot of minerals that are in use, from the rare earth minerals that we presently know Kenya and Ghana is blessed with. You will be surprised what we have lying in our own hills here. So I will also ask that we consider an advanced seismic report so we can have an updated list of new minerals that are discovered for the greater advantage of our country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, distinguished Senator Oduagan. My distinguished colleagues, the meat of this motion will lie in the prayers, because there's no doubt that this is one area that we have neglected in terms of generating revenue for the federation of this country. This is one area that has led to banditry in Zamfara State and many parts of the country, including Kebbi State and others. This is one area that even in Niger and as close as Nasarawa, you see all sorts of foreigners. I remember a case of a kidnapped Chinese national I think it was it Nasarawa or Niger? Nasarawa. And when he was eventually released after 2 weeks, and they said let them take him to the embassy for him to, he said no, that he was going back to the field, that they should release him to go back to the field. After being with the bandits for over 2 weeks, on his release, he refused to come to Abuja or Lagos, so to even go for medical checks. He said he wanted to go back to work, and the work was mining. So they released him and he went back to the bush. So on a daily basis, they are cutting away things you think are sand or you think are stone. And at the airport, our personnel are not trained to even know which one is copper, which one is uranium, which one is gold, because gold is black until it passes through the furnace. That's when it shines and remains like that forever. So we are not even getting the commensurate revenue that we should get, talk less of taxes. And these items are not supposed to be, I found it, I own it. It ought to be something that belongs to Nigeria. And it should have been on the basis of shared revenue. If you are the one exploiting, when you bring it out, this is what it is. Just like we did in the oil sector, where Nigeria owns in some of the SPVs 60%, and then the mining company will take